And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I'm back with another video for you guys. So today we're going to be talking about and counting down the top 10 cards under 50k MT in, obviously, NBA 2K21, my team. So I like doing these countdown videos. I'm going to start doing them a lot more, so let me know down in the comments how you feel about them. Either way, if you're just here for some advice on what cards to spend your MT on, you've come to the right place. So we'll start with some honorable mentions. One of these guys being Josh Jackson from the Season Rewind set. Yeah, Season Rewind. Josh Jackson is a beast. Like, he's a 6'8" 2-guard, long wingspan. Look at that. Adorable, boyish looks. Vaguely an afro. Not really sure. You need to pump those numbers up. Other than that, great card, though. Like, I was actually shocked how good this card was. I mean, I remember his Sapphire earlier this year, and that card was really nice. So I'm not shocked that the card is good. I'm just shocked that 2K made him pretty decent. I played against him last night in TTO, and he was actually doing a very good job of shutting down Invincible T-Mac. I mean, as much as you possibly can. And I was shocked. Great altogether badge count. Jump shot is jump shot 81, so it's the same jump shot like LaMelo Ball and Mel Daniels have. It's a relatively good jump shot. And I'm glad we did get a new Josh Jackson. The only reason he's an honorable mention is because I feel like the cards that are actually on the list are just like significantly better for like a more variety of play styles, and because overall their badge counts are just slightly better, but Josh Jackson is no joke. Next honorable mention is a card I'm definitely not as high on as other people are, and that is Pink Diamond out of position 2, Ben Simmons. I mean, you know what you're getting here. I don't really need to go into a crazy amount of detail discussing Ben Simmons. Like, we've all played enough 2K that we know about Ben Simmons. Like, he's one of the best cards in 2K. I don't really need to say much more, especially when he is able to shoot threes. When he's able to shoot, he instantly becomes like a demon or a demigod in 2K, and that's just how it goes. He's not the best at the center position. He's not a great rebounder for whatever reason, but at small forward, he plays extremely well. And he's going to be able to defend some of the higher tiered small forwards you'll run into, like guys like Antoine Jameson, or even like Lamar Odom, guys like that. But Ben Simmons is no joke. I mean, he's got a great badge count. He's pretty much got the essential badges you'd want as Hoff badges here. 65 total badges, 25 golds is not terrible. I mean, realistically, at this point in the year, like, every card that comes out is badged and statted to about the maximum level they possibly can. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if he had Hall of Fame range instead of gold, but gold's fine, especially on next gen. So basically, the reason you're picking cards at this point is just because you like the player, or their player build, or some other intangible, or, you know, that's realistically, or they have a nice jump shot. Ben Simmons is pretty solid in all of those regards. He also sets pretty solid screens, which if you play it a Ty Debo style, like, you're going to want that. And I'll talk about a few other cards that do that later on in the list. So next guy isn't quite 50k, which is why he's not on the list, and that's Manute Bol that came out yesterday. I haven't seen this card go for below 65 yet. I think maybe I saw one for 63 yesterday, but that's about the lowest I've seen him go. And I mean, he's 7'7" and plays the 2-guard position. He has a butt-ugly jump shot, and he just does not look right doing what he's doing. But look, if you got a dude who's literally almost as tall as a basketball hoop playing the 2-guard, I mean, you know, especially on next gen where contests are broken, this card is almost impossible to get shots over. So, you know, I would say go with caution though, just because he does have a really gross jump shot that only him and Kelly Olynyk have. Not a good list of people. And number 4 for honorable mentions would be Chandler Parsons. Personally, the way I would describe this card is he's like worse point guard Larry Bird, basically. Like, he's not bad by any means. He's really overall solid. He moves pretty good. He's 6'10". He's got a skinny player build, but he's decent. He's got Joe Ingles base with Rudy Gay upper. It's a pretty solid release, all things considered. He's really good, and for a bunch of you guys watching this, like, you're probably going to actually like this card quite a bit at the point guard position, especially if you just want like a bigger point guard. For a cheap price, you can get him for around 18k, and he's really good. Like I said, he's slightly worse, in my opinion, Larry Bird. Number 10 is Joe Caldwell, and the reason he's ahead of Chandler Parsons, A, because he has way sicker hair, and B, because he's basically a Dwayne Wade clone. All the SIGs are the same as Dwayne Wade, same jump shot. And if you're looking for a 3-hunting point guard and you don't want to spend a lot of MT, like Joe Caldwell is a beast, straight up. If you remember last year, like we basically got the same 98 overall Joe Caldwell last year. And if you played last year and used him, you know exactly how he works. Very, very good card, easy to time jump shot, one of the best kind of quick stop 3-point jumpers in the game. Like base 98 or Dwayne Wade base is elite for that. Everyone kind of knows it. Like, is he as good as someone like Andre Karolinko at the point guard who has the same jump shot and is like way taller? Absolutely not. But Andre Karolinko is 400k and this dude's 10k. So badge count could be a little better, but he has pretty much every important badge that you'd want him to have. Makes sense to be the 10 spot on the list. Man, that's the last time the Hawks were good when Caldwell played. Yeah, I think so. Him and Bob Pettit. Number 9 is a card I've talked about so much on this channel, and that's Rudy Gay. He's just one of my favorite players in 2K. It's always been that way since back in like 2K8, 2K9 when I used to use those Grizzlies squads. Even up to like 2K13, I think is when he was like my favorite. I used to run with the Memphis Grizzlies. Jared Bayless off the bench, man, used to be a killer. I don't think that's ever been said about Jared Bayless, but he did have a headband and he was easy to score with. But Rudy Gay's altogether incredibly good. You guys have heard me talk about him too much, so I'm not going to go into detail on him, but he's very good and you get him for 20k. Next up would be Cliff Robinson at the 8th spot. Cliff's a beast, dude. I'm actually shocked. Well, first off, you see he's wearing a headband. Always a good sign. When you see a guy with a headband in 2K, you know he's about to be way better than he should be. This is a 6'10 card that can both play shooting guard and center, and he plays both positions incredibly well. Now, what I will say is, for comparison purposes, at the shooting guard position, he reminds me of like a much better and taller Devin Vassell. And over at the center position, he reminds me of kind of a variety of players, but like Serge Ibaka makes a lot of sense. Like they play pretty similar. This card is no joke at both positions, though. I mean, if you're looking to fill out either position on your team, like Cliff Robinson is not a bad pickup. You can get him for around 20 to 30k, which is a good price for him. He has Dion Waiters base, which is the same as like Alvin Adams and Steve Francis. It's actually a pretty good release. Like it feels good coming off of Cliff Robinson, which I'm shocked about. 95 3-pointer too, which I mean, I didn't expect it to be that high. I don't think he was really a 3-point shooter. You know, decent ball handle at 86. You know, he's not the best passer. That's about it. Number 7, Larry Bird. Like I said, everything I said about Chandler Parsons goes double for Larry Bird. Like, he's got a good jump shot. He's a good defender. He's got a, solid player build, a sick mullet. It doesn't look right having him run your offense, I'll be honest. Even though Larry Bird, to his credit back in the day, did use a ball handle pretty solid amount for those Boston Celtics teams. So this card kind of makes a little bit more sense than Chandler Parsons. But if you're looking for a 3-point shooting beast of a point guard, yeah. Eddie Jones would be the 6th spot. I love this card. I think he was number 1 the last time I did these. This card is no joke, man. Dante Exum base, one of the best releases in the game. Both off the dribble and catch and shoot. There's just nothing wrong with this card. He plays lockdown defense. He has incredible steal animations. He gets so many off-ball steals. So if you're somebody who typically doesn't like to on-ball defend with your shooting guard, you're going to love Eddie Jones for that. Not like it's a bad thing. Well, he has jump shot 31, I apologize. Not Exum. But it's very close to Exum base, which is why I call it that. But it's the same releases like Moses Malone and Sadiq Bey. I think JaVale has it too. Michael Carter-Williams. It's just a really, really elite jump shot. Eddie Jones is just an elite card, and he's so cheap. You can get him for almost like 15k, which is a steal. Next up would be Josh Smith. This card, I've talked about it a lot, right? Like, this card is no joke. He's obviously very popular in the My Team community. And I mean, the reason for that is because he's basically a point guard LeBron James that you can buy for under 20k. Like, he sets incredible screens. I forgot to mention that about Cliff Robinson as well, is that he also sets incredible screens. And if you're someone who plays like a Ty Debo style where you operate with a lot of screen and pass away, or just a lot of screens in general, you're going to need one of your guards to be incredibly good at screening so you can get open, especially if you're like 3 hunting and stuff. So Josh Smith and Cliff Robinson are excellent budget options that do that. Like, both of them are very stocky. They're very big. They set incredible screens. Josh Smith can play both the shooting guard and the point guard incredibly well. Josh Smith, if he was just like even half as good in real life as he is in 2K, he literally would have been like a generational talent. This is one of those dudes, just like Rudy Gay, that's always significantly better in a video game than he is in real life, and it actually makes me sad. So next up would be a card that has been fluctuating and dropping below 50K all weekend, so I did want to make sure to include this card, even though he's not right this second. I'm recording this in the morning, below 50K, and that's Bol Bol. I mean, Bol Bol is just like a meme at this point. Like, everybody knows how good this card is. I don't really need to go into too much detail, but if you're somebody, especially someone that speed boosts and curry slides around, like, you're gonna love this card. I don't think there's another big man in this game that's better for that particular playstyle. Possibly James Wiseman or Kristaps, and that's about it. So, number 3. This card, man. This card. My boy Yi is so good. Oh, man. He's basically Jonathan Isaac that can play shooting guard. Like, he's 7 foot tall, he blocks a lot of shots, he's massive, he moves really well. Somebody this big should not move like this. Like, that's just how I feel about it. He has that Jonathan Isaac base, which the one thing you kind of have to know about it is if you're over on current gen, where a lot of the gameplay is reliant on making whites, that jump shot will miss a few more whites a game than a normal typical jump shot, especially like a base 22 or like one of those type of jump shots that makes whites. So it's important to understand that if you're not greening shots at a higher clip, like, you're gonna have issues with this card occasionally. On next gen, I don't think it's the same. It feels a lot better on next gen, so I would say this guy is much better on next gen. But you can't really deny having a 7 foot tall shooting guard is like pretty tight. So, and especially one that moves in this fashion. Like, nobody this big should be moving like this. Yi is probably another guy that if he was even half as good in real life as he is in 2K, he would have been like a perennial all-star. Number 2 is my favorite point guard in the game right now, Wes Unseld. This card, man. If you remember last year, we got basically the same Wes Unseld around the same time. And my God, this dude. Wes Unseld has been incredible all year, though. Like, every Wes Unseld card that we've gotten this year has been good. And that's just not likely to change for the rest of the year if we get any more. I mean, him playing point guard, shooting guard, he's good at both positions. I actually prefer him at the point guard than the shooting guard. He has that Kobe Bryant release on very quick, which is really nice on the catch and shoot and off the dribble. Not the best release on either, but very good on both, so that's always like a good sign. He's stocky, so he might only be 6'7", which is not short by any means, but, something to think about. But he's like stocky. It's like hard to drive around this dude. Like, I prefer Lamar Odom. I run Lamar Odom in my starting position, but like, I run Wes Unseld over GOAT Oscar Robertson. I run him over Lonzo. I run him over every point guard I have. Honestly, if I were to get Andre Kirilenko, I would sell Lamar Odom and still use Wes Unseld because I like this card that much. And if you're looking for an elite point guard on a budget, I don't think you can get much better than Wes, dude. He's that good. And next up, another card that's been fluctuating, but I had to include it basically because I have been seeing it go for under 50K all weekend and yesterday. And it'll probably be below 50K later. This one for 53 now. So Kobe Bryant. I mean, Kobe's good this year. I'm glad they did right by him by making him actually very good in the game. Like, Kobe Bryant release is incredibly good. Last year, Kobe Bryant was not that good in game. And this card is one of the most complete cards available for under 50K. I mean, realistically, as I said, he will drop below 50K. Right now, he's at 53. He's like better Eddie Jones, basically. That's like the best way I can describe it. He can do pretty much everything. Plus, he's a Kobe card. And you can use him against any of the top shooting guards in this game, and he'll hold the zone. There's no question about it. So, off the catch and shoot, he's lethal with that Kobe Bryant release, but he can also hit off the dribble. He plays lockdown defense. He's obviously 6'6" with a good player build. Kobe animations, which are always fun. This card's just great. I mean, all things considered, especially for just like a general player, you're going to like this card a lot. Anyways, it has been your boy Cheap Loots. Thanks for watching my video on the top 10 cards under 50K MT. Like I said, I included a couple that aren't quite, but they will be under 50K MT by the end of tonight or tomorrow. So, check the description for all my stuff. I'm going to try to get some more content out, but it is my birthday weekend, so I've been busy. Anyways, I appreciate all you guys. Peace.